here in Bedford, a town with huge aspirations, and not just on the sporting field.
We're at Goldington Road for Bedford Tigers' first home game of the season.
Bedford Tigers are a club with huge aspirations to move into the professional ranks. And what a place for that journey to start.
To join us as we take a look of Southern Conference Rugby League from the heart of an outsider. Right, currently in Real Coffee, the only coffee shop in Bedford that counts, in our opinion. So today we're here in Bedford. We're going to follow the Bedford Tigers through their first home game of the season, innit, Karl?
Yeah, first home game of the season. They won last week. There's a lot of excitement around today. There's a lot of buzz. I'm just hoping that the players don't feel too much pressure and they just play the natural game.
So what I want to talk about, first of all, is the town itself. So we've spent a few hours here now. Last night, we had a few pints, cheeky nandos, all that kind of stuff. And for me, I get the feeling that the Bedford is an up-and-coming place. Clearly, there is lots of resources getting pumped into this town.
Yeah, big time.
The actual town centre is very much like any town centre in the UK. However, there's big plans, namely Universal Studios coming in the next 6 years. Now, I know you're excited about that, Karl.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be. It's huge for the UK, but for this town, does it get any bigger than that for investment that's coming into a town?
You could even argue that if it was like an Amazon massive distribution centre, that's huge, but it's not the same as Universal Studios. They're expecting like millions. I think it was 6 million visitors a year.
And just think what that's going to do for the community of Bedford, like the businesses around here, the sports infrastructure. It's just going to have an impact on every aspect of Bedford. So if you've got a sports team in Bedford, what a time.
And that's an interesting thing about Bedford as well, is that did you know that this is the largest town in the UK without a top flight football team or a top flight football team?
No, I didn't know that. I know that there's two football sides here, isn't there? But yeah, neither are top flight. So it's calling out for a top flight.
Not only that
side,
Bedford Blues Championship side. But what we're here to talk about and take a look at is their up and coming league side. Now we know the Bedford Tigers have been around for years now, and actually perform incredibly well in the Southern Conference League. But they've got aspirations of going higher. That's why we're here today. I would imagine I'm in the RFL. I want you to sell Bedford Tigers to me. Why do I need to be giving you a licence to be in League One, to move into professional?
We've already spoke about what's happening in this town. So that's a huge positive anyway. But the actual club has already got a lot of its ducks in a row already. There ain't many community clubs that's got a wheelchair side. It's got a second team. It's got a Vex team. It's got a netball team. I mean, just straight away, that community, just the players playing for Bedford already is huge. So if you're the RFL or looking at this as a club, you're sort of going, they're doing more than a lot of professional clubs are doing already. So they're already set up and just ready to go. They've just got to take that next step of getting the investment into the club, growing the crowds. This club will thrive. This club will absolutely thrive in professional rugby. I'm sure of it.
buzzing for it. Loads of people getting down to training, and the sort of 17 lads that have been selected are all up for it and want to put a performance in that sort of justifies the occasion.
There is a lot of talent down here, and it just needs to be noticed. Right, last question then. Game day today, how are you going to be feeling as you sort of walk onto that pitch today at Donington Road?
Yeah, just want to put a performance in that sort of justifies the occasion, and I think the main focus has got to be getting 2 points. So I don't think we want to focus too much on the occasion, but we also want to enjoy it because, you don't get to play there every week.
Things like this don't come around often. Yeah, so when it does come around, you've got to take it. So best foot forward for everyone.
My first impression, I want to go straight into this now. My first impressions of this ground, it's almost like being in Skegness in a weird way.
What?
There's loads of little huts and bars and ice cream kiosks and even the kit shop is a little hut up there, and I can see a horse box bar over there, and it's just loads of little huts and that, and it's just a great little stand. It's a great little
Huts and that?
Yeah.
I didn't holiday in Skegness, mate, so I can't really, I haven't really got much to go on.
Where did you holiday?
Oh, like, Dubai and
Dubai.
places like
you don't
that.
even know how to spell Dubai. No, seriously though, your first impressions of the ground. Let's go.
I love it. I really love this ground, and I can't really put my finger on why I love it, but it's just got like really homely feel about it. Stand's not too big. It's like it's got a little bit of the old and a little bit of the new mixed in together. You've got your wooden seats and then your plastic seats at the front. Yeah, you've got like a what looks like an old pavilion at one end, and we've got the bar over here in the other corner, which is just awesome. Absolutely love that. And then the players who are on the sideline not playing, they're literally right in with the fans. I love that.
Yeah, it's not like a traditional dugout. And one of the things they haven't got any overhead cover. So if it's hot, pissing down or whatever, like they're just exposed. But like you said, they're exposed even more because their backs are to the crowd. If things are going wrong, I can just imagine this being quite a hostile place to be sat. In terms of the pitch, it brings character, and no doubt it'll bring a different dimension to the game.
Right, the pitch, the turf is immaculate, but the hill, it reminds me of 1996 Thrum Hall in Halifax, and it was on a bit of a wonk. So whoever plays this hill best today, I think is going to have a huge advantage in this game.
As a former standoff, Karl.
You a hooker?
No,
oh, me?
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
okay. Vaguely, yeah.
How would you? What tactics would you be employing today? What would you want to see?
Well,
and add the fact that you got two rapido wingers in the Bedford Tigers side.
I'm telling you now, fifth tackle, you're kicking down into these corners, 100%. You're getting them right down into the low corners and making the other team work out of their own half. You've got to exploit that all day long. On the other hand, I think players will naturally, when they're defending, bunch towards this lower half of the field, because I think just because the slope,
gravity will just
the slope is so much. So when you're attacking, I think if you've got a deep attacking line, maybe attacking up that hill, you'll find an overlap.
Yeah, and you'll definitely position yourself put yourself in a position to kick down the hill, big chase. You're right, and I think that is something to keep your eye on today. Right, so as we sit here right now, we can see some of the Bedford players here just throwing the ball around, obviously just taking in the match day experience. Weather conditions almost perfect. I'd say it's potentially a little bit warm.
Should make out for a great game.
When you go to some grounds, they're dominated by 2 or 3 sponsors. You look around here, and there's just like a plethora, I'll say, of sponsors, boards, of local companies that are all backing the Bedford Blues, and it just shows the size of rugby in general in this area. And I just hope that Bedford Tigers can establish themselves, because the backing's here, the appetite's here, geographically perfectly located. More on that a little bit later.
Right, the technical turf test. This is my little like Jeffrey Boycott moment. We're gonna feel out the wicket and see how it is. So I mean, there ain't a rugby player in the land who doesn't step onto a rugby pitch and like, oh yeah, test it out for a stud. So let's have a look at the turf here at Goldington Road. That's lush, isn't it? Whoa, ain't that lush? But I tell you what, it's not a fast track. That ain't a fast track. Quite long grass. It's probably designed for rugby union. The big lads with the studs on, scrummaging. They've been on that today. It's all about the speed that these players have got on the wing. So it could slow them down a little bit. And this hill is going to come into play today. Massive hill. Whoever plays the pitch the best, I think, is going to have a real big advantage today. Right, any good rugby club recognises the family members and the community that works with them. And look at this, Bedford Blues. All the people who've supported this club over the years, so it's all on the wall as the players are walking into the changing room. Proper old school changing rooms this is, but there's one I want to show you. Come round and look at this one. The Feckers. There's only one F in Bedford. Here we go, Craig. Traditional bath. Who don't love an old school rugby league bath? So here we are in the away changing rooms. The away team haven't turned up yet. The Eastern Riders, I'm sure they're going to be worthy opponents today. The SCL is an incredibly competitive competition, but the Bedford side, they're ready. Those guys are already turned up. They're in the changing rooms. They're going through the stretches. The Rhinos haven't arrived yet. I'm just taking it all in this eerie changing room. In the next couple of minutes, it's going to start filling up. And two sides are going to be getting ready for game day.
Right, Karl, here we are in the Bedford Blues home changing room. First thing I noticed is it's fucking massive, isn't it? It's fucking huge.
Yeah, you can throw a ball around in here, like warm up before you go out on pitch, 100%.
Right, so obviously in the changing rooms now, clearly it's an old school type changing room. The only thing missing here is the smell of wintergreen, you know what I mean, and a massive red hot bath.
But don't you feel at home in a changing room like this? It's like your natural surrounding. As a rugby player, like you get in that changing room and then you sit on this chair and that's it then. Focus, get in the zone. And the players are going to be in here in a bit and that's what you're going to see.
Yeah, so ahead of the game then obviously we've just got the prep going on, the shirts are getting laid out. In terms of like prepping for a game day, it feels like a League One side. It feels like, all the things are in place. We've just met the welfare officer, we've arrived at the ground. It feels right, doesn't it?
I'd go a step further than that. I'd say it don't feel like a League One outfit to me. It feels almost like a championship outfit. As I've said, they've got a group of physios in play. They've got welfare officers. They've got media men hanging around here. They've got ball boys setting up. This is a big setup of a club that are doing a lot of things right.
Another thing that I want to talk about is the actual branding, the identity of the Bedford Tigers. I mean, branding is everything to you, isn't it? Apart from this jacket you've got on right now,
which is on brand, mate. May I add, it's right colours.
Right.
Even you've turned up in right colour polo shirt today.
TK Maxx special. So, talk to me about the actual branding. Obviously, we can see it everywhere. We've even got brand new balls, haven't we?
This Bedford Tigers branding came on my radar a couple of years ago when I was doing some media work for another club, and look how high end it looks. There's Super League clubs could aspire to have a branding this good. There's other teams with Tiger in the name. It's not quite as high end as this. The kit is quality. Everything. They've got the post protectors out there. The corner flags are all branded up Bedford Tigers, and it looks high end, mate. It looks professional, which is everything this club is aiming to be.
Next thing, boogie box down there. You can just imagine what it's going to be like in just a few minutes, where the boogie box is going, the music is pumping out. everyone's getting kitted up, strapped up, and getting ready for this game. So I'm getting excited already. And you?
I love my music, right? So I 100% I'm going to be rating the tunes in this changing room before game.
Right, are you going to be in here Willie watching as normal?
No, mate.
Are you going to be doing like the high hamstring massage as well?
No.
Right. Next thing, pink bibs. Karl, I'm just wondering, what is your take on the pink bibs? Good, bad, what?
What's wrong with the pink bib, mate? You stood there with a pink microphone. Score predictions?
We're winning, but hopefully I get myself a little hat trick, be on show today.
Hat trick, bloody hell.
Yeah, you got to aim high. You have to aim high, don't you?
Right, first of all, thanks Bedford for my hat cap. I'm loving it. Right, this place, I spotted this online and I was like, right, I need to get amongst there, and I can't wait till this is full of some fans. Just looking around, we got this OSB wood everywhere. It's just an amazing environment. It feels like a reclamation type yard, all right, but it's really funky and it's relatively warm as well. So we've got shipping containers all down the side here with the TVs on, all right, we've got the wooden poles in here, heated lamps up in the sky, so it's going to give you some great feel. Reclaimed doors, we've got oil barrels. This is just epic. Like, why aren't more clubs doing this? Too many clubs stick a bloody marquee on the side of the pitch, and that'll do. It's got a beautiful wooden floor. Look at these motifs. They must have taken ages to do. All right, I'm really impressed with this, and no doubt so are the fans.
Right, in all good rugby grounds, you've got a cricket poster. For some reason, not sure why. What's going on there? Bar staff, you might know. Right, Erin, what's it like in the borough then on match day? Sort of paint a picture for me.
So it's all right, not too busy. Sometimes it is, and then everyone gets their drinks in, and then they all get Chicken George, and then the shutters come up, and then everyone watches it from out there.
Does it get rowdy in
Yeah,
here?
absolutely.
What can we expect from a usual rugby union crowd? Beer throwing?
Yeah, everywhere.
Tell me what your role is here today.
So I'm a senior lecturer in sports therapy and rehab and clinical exercise therapy at the university, and I've come on board with Bedford Tigers as the head of medical. And with the connection that we have with the university, we bring students over to Xavier's a certain amount of placement hours by the time they finish their degree. So just bringing them on and giving them hands-on exposure so that when they actually get into the career field, they've got experience. They're ready to go.
Are they excited to be here?
They are absolutely buzzing. I haven't had this many students on a game since we started, so that just shows how buzzing they are.
Right, I've just caught Mike Eccles in this crowd. Try to keep a bit of a low profile, but are you keeping an eye on the local talent here?
Yeah, keeping an eye on all the talent in the south, and this is amazing, isn't it? I mean, Rob Ashton's doing an amazing job here, and I've got to know him quite well this last 6 to 12 months, and he's putting a lot of time into coming down to London and having a look at our infrastructures, really, like what a semi-professional, professional club should look like. And he spent a lot of time looking at those things behind the scenes, a lot of stuff in terms of what we do on the field as well. And it's reciprocal as well, because, you know, I can come up here and give him a hand and look at the talent and support that pathway as well. And you look at what the SCL are doing now, it's incredible. It's definitely in my time down south, in the last 10, 12 years, it's in the best place that it's probably ever been.
So yeah, you mentioned the SCL. It's just the standard just keeps going up and up every year, and it's getting a bigger and bigger profile. But how important is it that we get another sort of semi-pro side in the south?
Absolutely. If you look at recent history, we've gone from having a full-time Super League team and a part-time League One team in London Scholars. So we had the Broncos and the Scholars flying the flag, and the Scholars are obviously now in the London League, and they've fallen on difficult times. The Broncos obviously relegated to Super League, we're now part-time Championship. So there's been a decent fall from grace there. But what's really refreshing is the grassroots, if you like, are stronger than ever, and that will help it organically grow. So we've got big ambitions with London to get back full-time, get back to Super League in the very near future. We need other teams around us as well to be League One, maybe Championship, and we need a strong SCL competition. You look at what Bedford are trying to achieve now. They're very ambitious. They put an application in last year, and I went through it with Rob, and he showed me, and I was blown away really with his attention to detail around it. Unfortunately, they just weren't quite ready to take that step. Whereas Gould were a little bit further down the ladder. So he's putting a lot of time into putting the right infrastructures in place, and if we do that and we get another semi-professional club in the south, it massively benefits in terms of quality players from us coming down, getting game time. There's a pathway there for players to come up from League One to possibly Championship or even Super League. So history tells you that we're stronger together when there's 2 or 3 clubs going at it. It wasn't just London Scholars either. We used to have Hemel, which was north of the river as well, and it massively helps us all as a game, I suppose.
Yeah, so I mean, like, picture a couple of years' time, hopefully London move up the tiers, and do you think it'd be nice to see players going backwards and forwards between sort of a London and a Bedford? Do you think that'd be the ideal situation?
What would be ideal is we get as many clubs around, a professional club, if you like, that want to aspire to the same level. But until they get there, we can support each other. Bedford's a great location in terms of you're 40 minutes away from London on fantastic train link there. So you've got all of this area, which is fantastic. I don't know it too well, Bedford. It's a very strong rugby area, which we all know anyway through its history with the Blues. But you've also got that access to London as well. So it ticks a hell of a lot of boxes, really. And when you've got someone like Rob driving it the way he is, he's incredibly passionate about rugby league, and he's not going to stop until he gets, this club. More established, if you like, and I really want to support that journey. I like what he's about, and I think, like I say, it can be reciprocal with the way we support each other.
Prediction for the game?
Well,
draw.
No, it's tough because obviously I've been closer to Rob the last 6 to 12 months, trying to support him, but also the Eastern Rhinos are over there as well, and you look what they've produced for the Broncos in the recent years. Ewan Parks obviously played for London Broncos. I've got 2 players in the Eastern Rhinos team now that I'm watching.
Right.
We've got the Randall brothers there, Will and Charlie, with fantastic prospects for us, some of our junior players. So I'm going to go for a draw.
Good answer. Cheers. with me, mate. Just sum up first half.
Yeah, we were happy with our D. Obviously, kept them out until the last minute, which is pretty good. Playing uphill as well, so hopefully in the slope, second half, we can put it on them.
Yeah, what are you going to say to the lads at half time?
I think it's more of the same, like back up that D. D for 30-40 minutes in these conditions was really good. Could definitely tighten up our attack, but we looked dangerous at times, so just repeated the same thing.
Right, we're in a crucial part of the game here. Eastern Rhinos have pulled 2 tries back. Bedford's discipline is falling to pieces a little bit. Game is starting to slip. They need to get back on top, get back to what they were doing before in the first half and take control of the game. Look, Elliot, what a tough game that was. Incredibly high standard. You know, how did you manage to pull that game back?
We just dug deep, I think. Like, as a team, we done the same last week. We went just after half-time going 16 points unanswered again. It was just a bit like, come on, boys, let's go. And then we dug deep again. We got down this end and then they just blew out in the end. So we come away with a win and then comfortable at the end.
And what have you made of the occasion playing at this ground?
It's been class, like I say. The crowds have been loud. The pitch is lovely, and it's like I say, it's been a great day. And then come away with a W, which makes it better.
Right, Alfie, made hard work of that game. We got it over the line in the end. Tell me about it.
I think first half we were very dominant. We took the game very well. A few dodgy calls going our way, but that's the game, and we just struggled to get back from that in second half.
Yeah, you went in at half time, 16-4, comfortable. You had a rocky period for 20 minutes. You know, what was going through your head at that point?
We were just thinking we need the ball. We hadn't had any ball at second half. We just had too many penalties. But we said under sticks, we just need this ball. Once we've got the ball, we can work on something. You know, we can get down to the other end of the field. But that was just message, just get the ball back.
Bring Dad in. 400 fans here today. Great attendance. You know, what did you make of the occasion down here in the south?
Yeah, I thought it was a great occasion. I think everybody's put some loads of hard work in. I think a few neutrals have had their eyes open to what rugby league's about.
Yeah.
I mean, we were sat in front, you could hear all crunch and everything. It was brilliant. I'm going to say I think a few dodgy calls, but there you go. But yeah, it was a great game. I thought both teams really turned up, put on a good spectacle for these neutrals down here. Yeah, really good.
Right, Rob, we're just closing out the day. First thing I want to say is thank you very much for putting on an absolute spectacular event. It's been really enjoyable.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, exactly. Spit it out. And the game was just like backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, and who knew where it was going to finish up. How do you feel right now?
Honestly, second half, my heart rate was just through the roof. I'm glad we've dug that out because it shows character. The boys will get some belief from coming out on top of a game like that. Yeah, second half it was verging on turgid, wasn't it? It was just like wading through treacle to just try and get a break to sort of freshen the game up a bit. But yeah, boys did what they needed to do. They've dug deep. They've started to put patterns together and build themselves back into the game, got themselves a foothold and then closed the game out. So yeah, really proud of them.
Well, we were down here to take in some of the stuff off the pitch as well. How do you feel that's gone? I mean, just short of 400 people have turned out. I suspect there are a little bit more than that as well. You know, that must be very positive signs as well.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, nobody's got records for crowds in the SCL, but I mean, that's got to be up there, isn't it? It's certainly our highest record attendance. So just if anybody's watching who was here today, like, thanks ever so much for coming out. Like, the support means everything, and hopefully we can build on that. And we've put the product in front of people now, and hopefully when we go back to our normal home ground, they'll follow us up there and, you know, come and get involved and feel like this is another Bedford like sports club they can belong to and be a part of. So.
Yeah, it seemed like the whole community kind of got behind this, and wider afar, you know, you had the likes of Mike Eccles here, some of your other sponsors, significant people within the area, and they all kind of got behind it.
Yeah, they did, and like, huge credit to the Blues as well. Like, they've done us an absolute favour here today. They've given it to us for free, and you can't ask anything more than that. They've put on a real day for us. You know, they've done the tickets, they've done the turnstiles, they've got the stewards here, they've got the photographers here. Like, they've made it an event for us, and we are eternally grateful for that. And hopefully, like I say, we can build on that. We can build on that relationship with them. And, you know, we've proved that we can generate a crowd of just, you know, around about 400 people in Bedford who want to come and watch a rugby league match.
And then obviously you can't have a game without your opposition. Have you got any words for your opposition, about your opposition?
Well, yeah, you said it earlier. Like, it was a tough game, could have gone either way. You know, I thought they dug deep just as much as we dug deep, and fortunately we were on the right side of the results. So it's a long journey to go back to Colchester with a loss, but, you know, credit to them, they're stuck in it. They were 16 points down at one point, clawed themselves back in, then they fell back another 2 scores, clawed themselves back in. So yeah, all credit to Eastern Rise. They're always a tough outfit. Like I said earlier, it's been 2 years since we've got a win over them, so it's nice to have to sort of righted that wrong, I suppose.
You said no tough questions. I've got one for you. If you could summarise how you feel right now in one word, what would that word be?
It's just relief. It's simply relief. Yeah, we got that job done. Week off next week, and then we got Hammersmith, so, you know, it doesn't get any easier for us, but yeah, we'll just enjoy the event here today. We'll enjoy this evening, have a few beers, and crack on.
Brilliant. Right now, what have you taken from today?
God, where do I start? What an incredible occasion for rugby league this was. What have I taken away from it? That there's a club here that's got everything in place, and he's ready to make that next step up. I think this is a professional club in the waiting. What say you?
I think this is every bit a professional club, other than, you know, financially supporting the players. From the pace of the game, all right, it fell off towards the end, but it's a red hot day.
Yeah.
It's a massive hill, you know, and they train twice a week.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can expect them to tire towards the end of the game. The nature of the rugby they play, they're in great shape. They've got skill and talent in there. I think a couple of, you know, if they did make the step up, or let's say when they make the step up,
yeah,
a couple of acquisitions, smart recruitment, all right, and they're competing. You know, they're not a million miles off. And the fact that they've got the systems and processes in place. The head coach is walking around, he's on a radio to the team manager behind the sticks, to 3 or 4 different people dotted around the ground. It has made for incredibly enjoyable. And there are new rugby league fans here.
Of course there are, yeah. I mean, we've just been like, there's people here watching rugby league for the first time, and I've spoke to some of these, and I'm like, would you watch it again? Are you interested in, like, they're fully invested now, and not just fully invested in rugby league, fully invested in Bedford Tigers, and that is such a good thing for the future. I've become a fan of this club today. I've become a fan of everything they're doing off field, and I just wish them all the success in the future. I think they deserve it, I really do.
And finally, closing words for anybody that's managed to get all the way to the end of this video.
Southern Conference Rugby League is alive. Rugby League in Bedford is very much alive, and I can't wait to see how it goes.
Houston, we have a problem. Look what is going on over here. As you can see.
Sure that's right? I've got a spark anyway.
What's going on, Karl? What's happening?
You left my ignition on, you dickhead. You never have a problem with your car, you can drive all this way.
Red!
Right, Karl, just tell us.
Finn.
Give us what's going on.